Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day, good week. Um, shoot. Hold on. Okay. I was hearing myself in my ear because I had it open in YouTube because I need to sometimes have to look through there. All right. All I see right now in the chat is Barb, and I know we have some lurkers. So hopefully, oh,
There's
there's Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Oh, okay, you're running to Dollar Tree. Awesome. I was at Dollar Tree just a couple days ago. I had to go pick up some things. So, and hi, Sandra. Welcome in, welcome in. So, if you were here last week, we poured. Oh, first of all, I got to say hello to Miss Annie over here. I'm pointing the right way, right?
hi.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
as pale as it is. Look, I have no collar where I've been sick.
Neither do I when all this light's shining on me. I do actually have color to my face, but you can't see it.
Hi, Sandra.
All right, so we're going to demold the two things that we poured last week, so you'll get to see them, and then we're going to color. We haven't colored. I haven't ever colored on my channel, but they used to on John's and Jessica's. It's like, you know what? I miss coloring, so we're going to color. Yes, and this is the one I'm going to color.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to use markers on mine, because I cannot. I have a
pencils.
container that's got like probably 100 pencils in all different colors. I can't find it, so I'm gonna have to look
Lay
for it.
down, please.
Huh?
Talking to Cash. He's like right up my butt tonight.
Okay, so we're gonna do this, so I can demold this. Oops, I already did that. What am I doing? Okay, down here.
Oh, why do I not have a picture? Why don't I have a picture, Connie?
Of what?
I have no picture.
I know.
I have
Wait
no
a minute.
avatar.
Where are you? Oh yeah, I don't know. It turned off.
Oh, swap computers.
Uh. Okay. So here is the. I know you can see all the circles from all my lights, but here is the clock, and on these empty spots, I've decided to fill it with hot glue. I'll have it turned upside down. I'll fill it with hot glue, and then I'll paint those gold because I got this set, and it looks like it's silver, but they're turned over because they're gold. I'm not using these numbers. I'll save those numbers and use them for something else.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would gold leaf work on the hot glue? Would it stick?
Yes. In fact, I have gold fleck. And I don't have gold leaf, but I have gold fleck. And yeah, it will work.
Okay.
So these come out really, really quite easily. So I just, the circles, the little things, you have to just pull them out. And they come out fairly easy. And I will have to do a little bit of sanding around those little edges. Just because that's what.
Ready, just let me know. I know. He's been pacing for the last hour and a half. Sorry, Connie.
That's okay.
Like looking on me.
So there is.
Oh, look how translucent that is. So cool.
Yeah, it looks cool underneath with the marble underneath it. Yeah, and so these parts, I'm not going to put these parts in right now because these are really, really, really rough, and I don't have my file that I want to use. On these little edges, I use a fingernail file, but I can use the sanding block on the edges, on the outside edges. So I just go around it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know that you can get felt tips for those for this to take the edge off? And just rub But you put it's like little tips for the Dremel, but they're
Oh
felt.
yeah. I have some.
That would be cool because I've
Yeah,
seen those used to knock the edges down.
yeah. I have some. I have an file as well, and I have I that's what I have right here in the room with me, so I can use that to do it.
You're gonna have to educate me. What is an e-file?
What?
What is an e-file?
Oh, an file is what I use on my nails.
Oh, okay. An emery board.
No, no, it's an file. It's electric.
Oh, so it's
Lem-
kind of like a Dremel, but for your nails.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it looks like, and that's what it is.
Oh, I
Um,
bet that E stands for electric.
it does.
I'm brilliant.
Electric file. So
That's
there is that.
it really should have occurred to me.
Yeah. So, and these will go inside here. Like I said, I don't want to do that. That's way too rough, and I need to buff that down. The edges are not sharp though anymore. They're all smooth. So we'll sit this one aside. My hair's going everywhere. And I'll show a picture on my community tab or my posts after I'm done. Okay, so this is the base, and this is the heart.
Oh,
And
that comes out so good.
now it's Ron, me, and Jessica. Because I had Jessica when I met Ron. So she was, we were a threesome right from the beginning, not to be crude, but she was 4 months old when we met. So
She was part of the group.
she's part of the group, so that's why I put her in there. And today's her birthday. She turned 43 years old.
Well, happy
So,
birthday, Jessica. No,
yeah, she doesn't live here anymore. She moved out, but I did make her fresh strawberry pie, and she came and picked it up. So
oh, that's much thicker than I thought it was.
Yeah, because of the flowers, I made it thicker.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a little bit harder to get out. There you go. Okay, so there's the. So what this does is we'll pull this one out. Now this one isn't quite as thick, but it's the base, so it doesn't have to be. Ooh, there's a fly in here. So this will sit right inside there, and it's loose. So I'm gonna have to put some. I'll put some felt in there to hold it, because it's thick and it's still loose in that hole. But that's okay. So I've got jump rings, and I don't think these jump rings are gonna be big enough. So I may have to create one. Nope, it's not going to be big enough. So what I'll do is use, I have all different colors of wire. And I will create jump rings for these, because this will hang like that.
That is going to be so cute.
Down from it. And I'll just put, I'm really shocked that, I mean, this was full to the top. So I don't know why, but that's the way it's going to look, like that, with the heart hanging. But yeah, I actually
there's a fly in here. I thought you meant there was a fly in your resin.
No. There's a fly flying around my head.
Yes, I've had an annoying one all day today.
Oh my gosh. Well, one flew past Royce earlier, and he caught it in midair and ate it.
Cash does that. I just looked at him, and he looks at me and says, "More protein." I'm sure that's what
So
I'm thinking.
I will probably use E6000.
I was going to suggest E6000.
Yeah, I got E6000. I'm not gonna do it right now, but um, I will put some probably white felt all the way around inside here. That should make it snug.
Yeah, because it's just a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah. I won't put it on the ends. I'll just put it on the sides because the ends are pretty close to the right. And I actually can even glue it in there if I want to. But yeah, that is those projects that we did. We started last week. Now tonight, we're just gonna color because I just feel like coloring tonight. Okay. And the markers that I'm going to use are markers that I bought a couple of years ago, and they are these. They're Dabu and Shubu.
Shibu.
Shubu. There's 96 um, markers inside here.
That looks like my touch markers.
Yeah.
So those
So
are alcohol.
yeah, they're alcohol. So yep, they're for art. So we can start. And what are you?
I'm going to do the flowers.
Oh yeah, the flower you showed us. Okay.
I think
So
irises. That's what they put me in a purple irises.
I'd have to see him again.
Hang on. Come here. I was talking to the mouse, not you.
No, those are lilies.
Is it lilies? White lilies? Or peach
They
lilies?
could be whatever color lilies you want, but those are lilies.
Okay.
Irises are.
Ooh, I could make tiger lilies.
Yeah, you could do tiger lilies.
You know those grow wild here all over the place.
I have lilies in my yard, and in Utah, I think I'm correct. Tiger lily is their state flower.
All right, I have to jet. I'll be here in spirit.
Oh, is there? Oh, yeah, that's right. It is.
Yeah, I have to take him to work.
Yeah, I was thinking you're the same time as me earlier. So we will. She's gonna be here in spirit, but I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring. And you guys can ask away. And if anybody wants to come up on panel, let me know, and I will put. Thank you guys. It is really pretty. The uh, yeah, the resin. And these have, if you look, these have a fine tip and a wedge tip. So I'm going to do the fine tip. And I need to not have that fan blowing on my markers. Okay. So I finished the cardigan or the sweater cardigan that I made for uh, Annie, and then I finished the square for Joe's. Thank you, Barb, for Joe's blanket for Joe's son, and then today I started on my first great grandchild's blanket crocheting. So I wanted to get that part done because then after that, I'm going to start sewing him receiving blankets. So, what are you guys doing? What are you up to? What are you creating anything or? Oh, sorry, Barb. I have done that a couple of times, and that is so painful. I hope that your back starts feeling better soon. My second time that I threw out my back, I was picking up my second to the oldest grandson. He was like 10 months old, and I picked him up to, or he's a little bit older than that. I picked him up to put him in the car seat, and I threw my back out, and that was so painful. I kind of figured out how to keep myself from throwing my back out anymore. Normally, when my back is kind of in the way that it might happen, it starts doing twinges on me. And so I start putting, oh, I'm sorry, Barb. I start putting icy hot packs on it, or patches, and I it keeps it hasn't happened but twice, and it's been years. I don't want it happening again. But I figured out that a lot of my problem is my shoes. And when I was a kid, I have falling arches. I have really high arches, but if I don't have supports, they cause a lot of pain. Thanks. And so I have figured out, well, when I was a kid, I had to wear, they called them appliances in my shoes that held my arches up so I didn't have pain. And I've noticed my back is hurting when I'm standing. And I have really good posture, so it's like, what is causing this? And then I started looking into it, and I've come to find out it's my arches. So I don't want to go back and have to put appliances in. I just have to make sure that I have inserts in all my shoes. But I wear around the house in the summertime, I wear sandals in the house, sandals that I don't wear outside so that my feet are not hot, and they don't have really good heart support in them. And that's usually when I have the pain, when I've been standing a lot wearing those. because during the winter time I wear big fluffy uh, uh, slippers, and they do have arch supports in them. Yeah, I agree with you, Barb. So I just have a hard time spending so much money on buying a bunch of arch supports for all my shoes, but I don't want to go to a foot doctor. Don't like foot doctors because then they decide they have to do surgery, and I've had many surgeries on my feet. I really don't want to go do that again. My feet don't hurt, so I have bunions, and I've had bunion um, surgery. I've had I have plantar fasciitis, and I've had surgery for that on both my feet. So I still have one bunion on one foot, but it doesn't give me any pain. So I ain't doing anything about something that doesn't give me pain. So we're going to. This is a dark purple, and then I'm going to put a light purple in the inside of this one. See, my mom had scoliosis really bad, and my brother ended up having it, but I don't have it at all. Now, my middle daughter, she has a very, very slight curvature, but it was not ever bad enough to do anything about. But my mom, when she was done growing and they measured the curvature, she lost, she was supposed to be 5'8", and she was 5'3". And so they put an iron rod in her back to stabilize it. Oh, I'm sorry, Barb. From what I could gather, my mom, it was very painful. So, but when she was in her maybe early 50s, she was rear-ended, and the accident knocked the iron rod loose in her back, and she they told her we can go back in. We can't reattach it, but we can go in and take it out and fuse your back so you have no bending at all, or you can just just leave it alone, and it can knock against your spine, so there's possibility that you will fall. Well, she said, I do not want you to do anything to it. So she left it, and it happened. It knocked against her spine several times, and she would fall. And that's what ended up happening before she died. 2 months before she died, she fell and broke her thigh bone. I can't remember what it's called, in 2 spots. And she would have been fine, but she didn't want to do physical therapy, and because she was She was tired of living, and she willed herself to death about 2 months later, a week after her 80th birthday. But hers was really severe. In fact, when she died, she had shrunk down to um, 4'8". So, in the end, she ended up losing 12 inches of height, and which caused her torso to come out in her stomach. So all her organs and everything got pushed out, made her look like she was 12 months pregnant, even though she wasn't. Which is it was very painful for her as well. But that she died because she decided to die. Because there was no medical reason. So I know my scoliosis runs in your family, and my cousin's daughter had it really severe, and she ended up with surgery when she was a teenager, and they ended up fusing her back. And they wasn't sure if she was gonna be able to have kids, but she had no problem having kids, or she had one, but she had him when she was in her 30s, and now she's in her 40s, and she isn't having any more. I, yeah, um, all my kids are still alive, thank God. Well, all the ones that survived. I mean, I had 3 miscarriages, but yeah, life sometimes isn't fun, but that's the way it was intended to be. I mean, but my mom passed away almost 11 years ago. I think this is looking really pretty with those two colors of purple. So Ron bought me a late birthday gift. I was going to buy it myself, but he sold his motorcycle, um, and he decided to use that money and buy me a scooter. And I can show you a picture of it. Um, he went and picked it up yesterday. Oh, there it is. That's my scooter. Yeah, this is my second scooter. When we moved from Utah, we didn't have we knew we weren't going to have room for it in the U-Haul, so we sold it. And I've been wanting one ever since. And it's street legal, so I can drive it, in the streets. And it doesn't go above 30 miles an hour, so it's just in town, because I would never take it out on the highway. But I can drive everywhere I need to go in town on it. I decided I wanted that other than instead of um, a scroll saw, because I'm busy doing so many different things. I just decided I just wouldn't find the time to do it, especially since how I've started decorating cakes again, and with my art and my woodworking that I haven't done in a while, but I have some projects I have on my list to do because my daughter moved and uh, her bedroom is going to be, yeah, it's a no-no on a highway unless you have the really fast uh, scooters that can go up to 80 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, which I used to see them all the time, but I haven't seen one in a long time. So no, I don't. I'm not going out on the highway. That's a no-go. So let's see what other. All I wanted to do an orange, a light orange, yellow. Oh, it's a yellowish orange. That actually is yellow. It's just melon yellow. Oop, wrong end. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, so um, that's. I love riding on a scooter. I had my other one for several years and drove all over in town on my scooter. No, it's not a Vespa. My other one was a Vespa. This is a Harbano. It's one of the original scooters. They're the first company. They're the first ones who ever did scooters. And it's a Harbano 50i. Um, Top speed is 30 miles an hour. My other one could go up to 40, but I don't need it to go to 40 in town. There's nowhere in town that goes above, there's no speed limit in town that goes above 40. Not in my town, anyway. The highest is 30, so. It's hard though, because I know here in a couple of months I'm going to have to take the battery out and let it sit for a few months for winter. But the nice thing is here we have much shorter winters than in Utah. Utah, you have really long winters. I remember it snowing in June. It has snowed every month of the year in Utah. Doesn't always stick around in those months, but it snows, or it can. But then usually during the summertime, it hits 100 for days and days and days because it's a mountain desert in Utah. Where do you live, Barb? What part of the country? Or are you here in the United States? I don't even know, but I'm not a winter fan. I really don't like to be cold. Oh, New Mexico. Okay. So it does depending on where you're at, it can get cold there. The tip of New Mexico, the far northeast tip of Mexico is only about oh, 5 hours, maybe 6 hours for me. Because Denver is 5 hours from us. Yeah. Same with Arizona. There's a lot of diversity. And even in Utah, there's a lot because it's a mountain desert, but then, yes, I'm in Kansas. So in Utah, you have your mountains in the north, the Rockies, Uintas. Well, the Uintas is part of the Rockies. Um, and it gets really super cold and it snows a ton up in the mountains. And in the cities, like Salt Lake City, and they get a lot of snow. But then further south you go, then you get your more of your desert mountains, and you get the really super hot temperatures, and it doesn't snow as much. Occasionally, but not very often, and the snow doesn't last very long down there. And then you go west, and it's a desert all the time on the western part of uh, Utah. I'm putting these down here because I want to make sure that I don't accidentally pick up the same one when I'm doing something. Now, in those, I'm going to do a French vermilion. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. It's an orange. Ooh, it's a nice bright orange, too. Oh, okay. Yep. I've driven through New Mexico several times um, on my way to Florida when I lived in Utah. Did you hear that the Four Corners monument is actually not in the Four Corners? I've been there, had my picture taken, laying down with two arms in one, two arms in the other, and then come to find out it's not even the actual four corners, the actual spot. Ooh, I missed one of the loops here. Sitting right over here. That's why I want to save these. Pull them out so I don't. Yeah, isn't that funny? I heard about it a couple years ago. Them saying it wasn't actually when the people put the monument there, they were wrong on where they put it. Because we used to own, well, when I was a kid, my parents owned some property in Colorado, down by the fairly close to the uh, 4 point, the four down there by that monument. It's not far from the actual thing where we had our property, but my parents ended up selling it and not keeping it. They were gonna try and grow, put a house and stuff there, but it would have been literally right out in the middle of nowhere. That would have been a lot of work. Plus, then they decided to move to California, so they sold it. That's looking very pretty. Okay, let's see. We went to uh, we visited Pensacola, but where we were at was Fort Walton Beach. My daughter Jessica, many years ago, used to live there when when my second oldest grandson was born. He was born there, and that's where she was living for less than a year, and she moved back to Utah. They just didn't have the support they needed, emotional, whatever support. They had just her husband's mom and stepdad and brother, family wise, and they worked, and the support just wasn't there. And his job was going nowhere, and so they moved back to Utah. But they've been divorced for many years, and he's actually living back down in that area. He lives in Alabama, just north of the Florida state lines. Don't you live down there in that area, right, Sandra? Not exactly right there, but down in that southern in the south, unless I'm remembering wrong. I thought this was more pink, but it says deep red. I should have read it, but that's okay. I like the way it looks. I made a chart once, and I have no clue where it's at. Yeah, it is bright. I made a chart once, and it's over there somewhere that I marked out. I drew a little square on, put the name on it. So all I had to do was look at it to see what it would look like on paper. And I put it in that stack of stuff over there, and I haven't looked at it since. It is bright, but I think it looks good. Now, this other color on the outside of this, I think I'm going to go with a pink, a bright pink, maybe. Thank you, Barb. Okay, that's what I was thinking, that you lived in Georgia. So you're from Florida. Okay. I've only been to Florida twice, and both times it was in that same area, Pensacola, uh, um, Fort Walton Beach. And it's not a beach, or maybe it is. I don't remember. They lived a little bit away from the beach, but I know it was Fort Walton. I just don't know the geography down there really well because I've never really studied it, and I don't really remember it a lot. All I remember is I don't like driving in Louisiana at all. They have something there that it kills me. It's my allergies. I cannot drive through Louisiana without taking massive amounts of allergy medication. And I thought first time it was just a coincidence. No, every single time I've driven through there, I had the same problem. I couldn't understand what it was because it was The first 2 times I drove in there, it was May. And then the second time I drove through, or the third time I drove through, it was in February. And it was still. And from what I was talking to a friend of mine that lives down there, said that allergies, if you're allergic to certain things, it's all year round. And that kills me anyway, because I have allergies all year round anyway. Yeah. Now, Florida didn't bother me as much, but the place I've been to that bothered me the very, very most overall was Kentucky when I lived there. I thought I was going to die, literally. It was so bad. Kentucky's beautiful, but I wanted to go back home to Utah, and I wanted to get out of allergy world, because where we lived in Louisville, and our house was like 4 blocks from the Ohio River, and so everything grew like crazy there because of the humidity, and just killed me. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people go to Arizona to get bad allergies, but I won't. That's too hot for me. Even New Mexico and part of Texas is too hot for me. But now the northern part of Texas is not as bad as the southern. I have a sister-in-law, and her family lives in Texas. My mom's actually from Texas, and my middle daughter, as soon as her daughter graduates high school, they plan on moving to just south of Amarillo, Texas, which is only about 5 hours from us. But if Ron has always said he's going to die before me, which I hope it's not anytime soon, but if he dies before me, I'm moving to wherever that daughter lives, which will probably be Texas. Because I don't want to live here in Kansas by myself with no family. And in Utah, my other 2 kids, the one, she's not able to really help me. She's more of the child that always needs help with everything. Oh, pleurosy's horrible. I hate pleurisy. But she doesn't really have the means to help, and neither does my son. He has the means, he just doesn't know how to help take care of his mom. But Ashley, my one grandson that was here this summer, his mom, she's the one who's more apt to be able to help me as I get older. I hope I can just sustain myself and be just fine. I'll still move close to her, though. Because even at my age, I'm in really... Oh, I missed one. The red. Oh well, I'll do it in a minute. I always miss them because they look so much alike. And hence why I keep the colors out. Oh, I've got a video for our people that is lurking. If I can find it. Yeah, there it is. My daughter still has some stuff in that room, so I've kind of put off turning it into my sewing room yet. Annie, are you back?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. You've made a lot of progress.
Yeah. Been chatting and coloring. And every time
Oh,
my mom's
I get pleurisy. It's miserable.
I used to get it a lot. I don't get it very often anymore. I'm not sure why I don't anymore, which I'm okay with that. I really don't want it. But when I was younger, I used to get it a lot.
I actually started experiencing it when I was about 25, 24, 25.
I was in my early 20s the first time I ever experienced it, and I didn't even know what it was. And my sister, uh, she goes, "That's pleurisy, Connie,"
I
because she
actually
gets
went
it.
to the hospital with it because I didn't know what was going on and I was in so much pain.
She just said, she goes, "It's pleurisy. You take an ibuprofen, and that would help," and it did.
Well, this was after a rather vicious fist fight, and
Oh,
I was like, I wondered if I had internal injuries.
right.
So I'm just going to go to the ER, and the at the ER they looked at me and they said, "You're dying. You have a blood clot in your lung. We're sending you." That's exactly the way they termed it too. "You're dying. We're sending you to another hospital."
That was so nice of them.
And got up there and they took to a different hospital, bigger hospital, took a bunch of x-rays and left me in a hallway for like 4 hours. And the doctor was kind of like, "Hey," I said, "can somebody tell me what's going on?" And he picked my chart up and he goes, "What are you here for?" I said, "They told me I was dying. I had a blood clot in my lung." He looked at that and he said, "I don't know who read your x-rays." He said, "But you have pleurisy. You're not dying."
Were
I
you
was just
very?
like, "Oh yeah, you want to talk?" I'm sitting there by myself, nobody with me.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
completely alone. Hey, thank you, Sandra. But yeah, it was an experience.
Wow.
I had a
Sometimes, sometimes nurses and doctors don't have a lot of uh, bedside manner.
well, this hospital, the one that's near me, it's like 10 minutes from. Well, even when I was in the apartment, it's about 10 minutes away. It's very.
I dropped my lid.
It's not a very good hospital, uh,
Right.
and it has improved over the years as bigger hospitals bought it out and and put the improvements in. But back
Right.
then, it was just like a little country hospital,
Uh huh.
and had very experienced doctors there, nurses. It's like that's where they all started out.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Sorry, I'm
and
on.
my parents finally showed up, and they're like, "Your sister said you were dying." And I said, "That's what they told me, but I'm not now." And they're like, "Okay, what do you want us to
Thank
do?"
you.
Like,
Yeah.
give me a
Thank
ride
you,
home.
Jessica.
Hi,
Yeah.
Jessica. You know, you know how
Yeah.
caring that.
Right.
Oh, Bart, it's not that they thought they were gods there. They were very untrained. They were like just finished their residency. That was their first hospital. It's
Yeah.
like a
I'm not liking this pink.
if they actually called that a teaching hospital or not, since the residencies were over.
Yeah. I'm not liking this pink. So this is the only two. It's not jiving with this very well. So I'm just gonna do these two flowers and switch colors. Don't like that one. Let's go to something else. Mm,
Turquoise. And I
okay.
have met some doctors, Barb, that do think they're God, and I wasn't with them very long. I'd look and I was like, "No, if you're not going to listen to what I'm telling you, then you're not the doctor for me." because in order for a doctor to treat you, they also have to listen.
Yeah. You know, I learned when I was very young. Well, first of all, okay, so my mom, my dad left her, or she kicked him out because he wouldn't stop gallivanting around with other women. And when I was a year and a half old, and I was born with allergies, and the doctors kept telling my mom she didn't know what she was talking about, that no one could be born with allergies.
I
And
was.
well, well, I know a lot of people are, and I was, and so I knew that there was a chance I couldn't always trust, doctors. But as I got older, I found some doctors that I'd go in and tell, what's going on. And I thought, oh, they're just going to say something else or whatever. And I found a lot of doctors that said, you tell me what's going on and we'll figure it out together. You know, especially if I could say, I think these are the symptoms, it's happened before, or whatever. They actually gave me some credit for knowing what the heck I was talking about.
Yeah, because you
Just
don't know your own body.
right. And when I had Ashley, okay, I already knew Jessica had lots of allergies, and so did Ronnie. But when I had Ashley, she was 6 weeks old, and we went to the grocery store, and we walked down the soap aisle, and she broke out.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay.
I can't walk down the where the washing powders and the dishwasher. No, Bill has to go get that. I can't go down that aisle.
Yeah, I go down it, but I'm always already took allergy medication.
See, I can't take mine and drive. It makes me too sleepy. All
I do a
allergy.
half dose.
I can take 2 Tylenol and it will knock me out for 12 hours.
Oh, that's right.
It's yeah. I'm a lightweight when it comes to medicine.
And see, and I'm not at all. Oh, you know what? I just found another part that I didn't do. You know what? Oh, nope,
Sure.
that's somewhere. That's something else.
If
That's
we
the
can't see it, I wouldn't worry about it.
well. I'll color it, but I'm not worried about going back and. I think it might be. Well, it's right there, and it looks like this, so I can color. I saved all the. I keep the colors out when so I know which ones it is. In fact, I just so I know which color to use.
Barb, before I had kids, I did, but because I have to be kind of on all the time with my youngest son, I can only take it when my husband's going to be home.
Now I live on allergy medications as well, but what I take doesn't make me it doesn't it's non drowsy.
I have taken the non-drowsy stuff, still makes me drowsy.
Now
Uh, that.
there are some that say they can cause drowsiness, and that's what I used to have to take, and I only took a half dose, and then I was fine. But I take every morning. I take a 24-hour Zyrtec, and I do Flonase, both of
See,
them at the
either
same
one of
time.
those would help me, but the Zysol that I take now, I do
Hmm.
like it, but it knocks me out, like really deeply knocks me out. So I
Like
can,
my daughter, sometimes I'll take a Benadryl, and if I take a half a Benadryl, I don't get drowsy. My daughter, she takes a Benadryl, boom, she's out.
Benadryl does not help me at all, even with allergic reactions.
It
It does.
helps my daughter. It doesn't. It kind of helps me,
Is
but
that
not.
scorpions or is that octopus tentacles?
See what?
It kind of looks like stylized octopus tentacles, the swirly
I
parts.
don't know. It's got flowers in it.
Well, it's a psychedelic octopus.
It could be. Cause you're right. It's going. That's what it kind of looks like.
like where the suckers are is where the little triangles are, the stabby triangles. That's what I'm calling them.
These?
No, on the edges of the tentacles. In the center of the picture, you see that swirl? That's the part that
Oh,
looks
right
like,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm.
Flonase I cannot use because they use rose water in it, and I'm severely
Yeah.
allergic to roses. Zyrtec had absolutely no effect on me. I might as well just been swallowing water. And the Flovent did not help me. And my son's also been. And that's weird because they told me because I had so many allergies, I should nurse the boys because it would lessen their allergies. I could not nurse Andrew because he refused to latch because the nurse gave him a bottle as soon as he popped out. And my midwife was so mad at her. She said, you were supposed to. Well, it won't hurt just one bottle. He never latched and doesn't have any allergies. I nursed Anthony for 6 months until he got teeth. And as soon as he got teeth, we that was gone. And he has as many allergies as I do.
Okay, so that is old wives' tale. That's not true because my mom nursed every one of us kids, and we all had allergies. I nursed two of my kids, and not the other two, and they all have allergies just the same. So that's an old wives' tale. So
Well, I mean, that's what the doctor told me, the one that delivered them. Oh, you should
yeah,
probably do this.
I know, but they also, not all doctors know everything. Especially, they've learned so much about allergies. Do you know what an allergy is?
It's a reaction of the histamines in your body.
No. What
Pain
is
in
the
the
definition for an allergy?
I have no
Because I
idea.
can. Okay, it's an overactive immune system. So your immune system thinks that it's being attacked, and so it reacts to it.
Yeah, it releases the histamines
Right.
to
But it's
protect.
an right. So anyone who has allergies has an overactive immune system, which can mean two things: you get sick a lot, or you don't get sick at all.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
you're the one that does, and I'm the one that doesn't.
Well, trade me. No, don't do that. I don't want somebody to go through what I go through. I was
No,
just.
I
It's.
would never,
It's.
never.
It
I
is miserable.
I love the fact that I don't get sick all the time. I
I
used
know
to when I was a
people
kid.
make fun of me. They're like, "Oh my God, you're a sickly person." I was like, "I really am. It's not my fault. It's not like
Yeah,
I do anything."
yeah, I
Oh,
was when I was a kid. Before they found out that I had allergies, that it was before they started believing my mom that it was allergies, and they started treating the allergies, and then I was no longer sick anymore. So we're gonna be on here for about another 6 minutes. So I'll have to find time to finish this darn thing because I'm horrible at sitting down and finishing things sometimes.
yet you
Okay.
can complete an entire painting.
Huh?
Yet you completed an entire painting.
Of course I do. I don't know. But you have to remember, they do not take me that long. Remember what I said about
Yep.
tedious? That's the reason. They are they're fast. I don't like doing oil paints. I do them sometimes, and I've done many, but I choose to do acrylic because it's fast.
I will tell you something about the markers you're using. Something I've learned in the last couple of months. When you zip
What?
them back in your bag, instead of leaving them upright, lay them on their
Hmm.
side.
Oh, I do.
The alcohol stays more evenly distributed.
Yeah, I lay this whole thing on its side.
Because I was just like, okay, I should probably do that. And then I noticed that both tips of mine, because it's the dual tips, was a lot
Hmm.
juicier if I lay them on their side.
Right now, I have a bunch of other kinds of markers as well, a bunch of different kinds of sets, and I always keep them on their sides as well.
Yeah, Barb, I was too. I didn't even get to start school until I was 9 years old. I was in first grade. I got double promoted a couple of times to catch up to the other kids because I basically taught myself with Sesame Street and the Electric Company. But I was
Hmm.
so sick that back in the 70s, if you had even the least bit of a fever, they would not give you your school shots.
Now,
They
when I was a kid,
vaccines, I guess we called them school shots.
yeah, when I was a kid, I was not allowed to get the school shots because my doctor did not want me getting them. He wanted to be the one to give them to me because
Oh
he
no, I
didn't.
mean we had to go to the doctor to get the shots, but the doctor wouldn't
Oh,
give them.
no, we didn't. We didn't. We actually got them at school, and in I
The
mean, I'm a
only
few years older than you.
smallpox or the one that left a scar on your arm.
Measles.
No,
That was it.
no, it
See,
was it was some
I,
pox shot. It was like with this, it's round, and we
yeah,
had a
yeah,
bunch
yeah. Maybe it was. It wasn't chicken pox. It was
smallpox. I thought.
smallpox. Yeah, smallpox. I didn't get that shot, or I did, but mine was different because they would call us in, and we'd all go in a line, and they would give everybody their shots, and you'd get a sucker, and I got to walk right through the straight line and get my sucker anyway because they were not allowed to give it to me. Now,
I remember that shot just simply, and I was 4, and I'm 60 now, so
Barb,
56 years, and I could still feel it when that thing. It was like somebody
yeah,
punched me in the arm really hard.
yeah, Barb, I'm the same way. I have never been immune to COVID. I've never gotten it. It's been in my house. I've been around people with it. Never have I caught COVID.
And I've had it 4 times so far.
Yeah,
I will say
I
each time I get it, it's a little less than the time before.
right.
So my body is immune, it's becoming immune to it.
Yeah, and the when my daughter and my grandson got and my son and my husband got it, um, I took them to get they had because of their work they had to get tested, you know, so they could get time off work. Um,
I do that with Bill too.
yeah, they asked my daughter, "Is anyone else in your house? Do you live with anyone else?" And she says, "Yes, my dad and my mom." And they said, "Has have they showed any symptoms?" And um, she said, "Well, my dad, yes, but my mom, she's not sick at all, so she doesn't have it." And they said, "Well, she does have it." And my daughter says, "No, actually, she's not sick, and she doesn't have it." And they said everybody that gets uh, exposed to it gets it, which is a lie.
You
It's
could be
complete
a
out.
carrier rather
Nope,
than having it
nope,
because my
nope.
sister is a strep carrier, but she has never had strep throat in her life. But
Nope. They
she's
checked. They
strep.
checked my blood. They said you are not a carrier. You just don't catch it because I wanted to know.
Really surprised when Bill got sick because Bill seldom, if ever, even catches a cold. I mean, in
I
the 35 years we've been married, he had COVID, he had the flu twice. That's it.
I have never had the
Never
flu.
been sick.
I've never had the flu. I've never had strep throat. Um, I have ouch. Um, I did get the chicken pox. A very, very, very. I mean, my mom said I had 2 spots, and that was it for chicken pox. And I never had a fever. She didn't even know if I had chicken pox because I never had the fever or hardly any spots on me at all. But
Remember the last
apparently
one?
I did because I got shingles.
Uh,
So
I don't want shingles. Oh my God. I've had a couple of friends who got them and they were just absolutely miserable.
Mine wasn't that bad. I was really shocked. And that also might be because of my immune system. Um, it wasn't that bad, and the doctor gave me the medicine, and it took it right away. Ron, now he had it, and his was horrible, but mine wasn't that bad. But I haven't gotten I haven't gotten the
I've never had measles.
I did when I was a kid, back when I was fighting all my allergies. I did have the mumps, um,
Never had the mumps either.
and I had hepatitis, um, but and now because of that I can't donate blood.
Um, this Bill's never had the mumps or the measles. He had the chicken.
Ron
I
did.
had the chicken pox 3 times because every time I got him was just a very light case. It was like you, just a couple.
Well, that's
But
what my mom was afraid I was going to get it. A much stronger case. But when two of my kids got it, I didn't get it. When, or no, yeah, two of them. And then Ashley got it, and Candace was exposed and never got it. And then they gave her the vaccine like a month later, so she wasn't ever going to get them.
I hope I never give the mumps or any. None of my. Anthony and Andrew had the chicken pox. That's it.
But don't you have the shot for the mumps? It comes with the regular
I'm
shots now.
assuming. I mean, they got. They got. I'm assuming they were in mine when I was a kid, and I know the boys got them when they were little. And then again, they had to have boosters when they went into high school.
Yeah,
And I was getting mad because they kept trying to tell me that Anthony didn't have his shots, and I would bring the record, they would give you to take home, and said, "Well,
hmm
we have to have one from the doctor." The doctor didn't have any record. I was like, "He's been coming to you for 15 years, and you don't have since he was little, and you don't have records of his shots when you're the one that gave him the shots." I got really mad, and I go,
yeah,
"We'll have to give them all to him." I said, "No, you're not." I said, "Because right here, I wrote in this each time. The nurse wrote in it each time he got his vaccines. You're not giving them to him again." Because I
right,
really honestly think a lot of times, if you have a medical card, they use you as a guinea pig. And you
yeah,
have to be careful.
yeah. It is about time for me to get off of here. But this is how much I've done. It's looking cool.
Yep. And
I
maybe we can
like
work
it.
during Hobie Bingo tomorrow.
Um, yeah. If I remember to grab my all the stuff out of here, or I can just do it in here.
Yeah, either way.
So, well, thank you, everyone. I know I've got some lurkers. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Barb, and thank you, Sandra, as well as Annie, for being on panel. I enjoyed doing this, and I guess you guys can see this pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I actually still have another one, couple other ones I never finished. See how I am?
I
I
have
have.
like in each of my books, I have at least one that's half done.
Well, let's see. I've got. This is the book. I'll show you real quick that I have, and some of these are done in. This is one. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is done in uh, colored pencils. This one's done in colored pencils. I can't believe I actually did all that, because normally that would irritate me. And then this one is done in colored pencils. This one is an unfinished one in colored pencils. This one I finished in colored pencils. Another one I finished in colored pencils. I have a lot that this one is not finished. I can see parts that's not finished on it. And then, thought I had, Oh yeah, I do. That one I started colored pencils, and this one I did the center part in colored pencils, and that's it. And then I've got two sitting somewhere over there, on my other side of the room. That is,
I have like a stack of coloring books.
that's all I have. Is the one. I want
Um,
more, but
some more.
so thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Annie. Thank you for the lurkers. Oh, hi, Mary. I was playing catch up. Good to see you guys again. I miss John and Jessica, Annie, and Connie lives. I hope all is well. Have a good night. I hope we can get back to that for sure. That's kind of why I went live this today, and I might start going live most of my Tuesdays, just because it's not a set thing. I just pick what I want to do, and then we do it. So, but let me change it where you can actually see my face, which is getting skinnier, by the way.
Yes, I noticed that today.
I've lost 45 pounds. So,
Bill even said he could see the difference.
yeah. Yeah, my cheekbones are starting to show. My turkey neck is going away.
I call that my waddle.
Yeah, it's
So,
going away.
Bill wants to aggravate me. He'll come over and start flicking it with his finger, and I have to, I have to hit him.
All right, guys. Thank you, and I will see you guys all on the next one.
Bye, everybody.
And yes, have a great week, a safe week, and we'll see you all on Thursday night. Is not a live, but it's going to be a premiere. So thank you, Barb. Oh, thank you, Sandra. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks, Annie.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.